So I'm Susan Tucker, and I met David 8 or 9 years ago, something like that, when I was working, directing the After Prison Initiative at the Open Society Institute. And we were trying to figure out a way to support the participation and leadership of formerly incarcerated people in justice policy reform. And I called Dorsey, I think, and said we wanted to come out to Oakland, and could he pull some people together so that we could talk. This was sort of in the beginning of all of this. And of course, I walked into the room, and there was David, you know, in his coveralls, looking like the man in the room, huge and impressive. And we talked briefly. It turned out, actually, we were both born in Urbana, Illinois, of all places. And from then on, we were in touch a lot, not as a grantor and grantee, but as friends. And I heard a lot about his strategies that were different than Dorsey's, because I would say that David was definitely not into policy and organizing. He said, "I'm not an organizer." His efforts were very much interpersonal, working with individuals, kids in prison, adults, people in corporations, and he seemed to have his own clear way. And I remember one time he said, you know, he started getting into trouble really early, and that if someone had just, you know, sent him to Harvard instead of to prison, his whole life would have been very different. On the other hand, my sense was that he was intuitively, psychologically sophisticated. Like, he really understood people. I'm not sure that he would have learned any more at Harvard. Maybe Harvard would have ruined him, actually, although he might have had an easier life. I've never met anybody like him. I'm assuming I probably never will. And it's hard, you know, like you said, to get your mind around the fact that he's not here. But I too feel really lucky that I had a chance to have him as my friend.